Too often the zeroing is just an afterthought, or, you know, hasty shoot 3-5 rounds and call her done. You got to observe things like the temperature, the elevation, what ammo are you shooting, what's your mental condition. Zeroing is calibration. I know at dinner it came up, a couple people were talking about like this idea of like MOA and mills and stuff like that is kind of confusing. A couple of folks were talking about that. Toss it all in the garbage. At some point there is a limit to the gun's capability. So how do we get steadier back there? Sandbags, a shooting rest, a freaking legit long gun rest will help. I felt pretty steady firing these 3 shots. First shot, second shot, third shot. Come here. Same shooter. This was the first group I shot while you guys were shooting. The second, the third, and the fourth. So my gun and ammunition, that is built to be match grade. So we will reach a mechanical limit of what's available with the gun. My truck is great to about 85 miles an hour, and then it's not so fun to drive anymore, right? It'll go faster. If we got in his freaking badass AMG Mercedes, I bet 130 or 40 miles an hour, it would still feel pretty good if we could safely be on the road, right? It's what it's built to do. That rifle, that Radian rifle back there, completely stock with a very clean optic. Make no mistake, it's $6,000 of gun and rifle, you know, and then you throw high quality ammo. It's almost $1. It's $1 a trigger pull. So $5, $5, $5, $5, right? So that right there, that's $20 to shoot 4 groups. But you're not going to go out and plink like this. You guys understand my point? Yeah. So don't get too frustrated. That's also is not to say that we can't improve, but there is a limit. I can't make your gun do that because I will myself to do it. I would say we could get steadier, and we're going to see on the long range. Questions, comments? Nope. So remember we talked about all that ammo stuff yesterday. So this is loaded concentrically, where each component is weighed, measured, looked at, procured with care, so that when you're shooting, you know it's you or the gun, right? This is manufactured stuff, so still you can have issues. The gun can have issues. But when we take all that out of the equation, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. So now do I feel pretty comfortable when I'm out at the 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 and 1,000 yard line? Yeah. The crazy thing is the gun will do even better. When I really got steady, it'll do even better. With a real rest, will it do even better? Maybe. You know, maybe. Maybe this thing will shoot a frickin' 1/4 inch group. I don't know. I have never had like that good of a rest to even find out. So don't get too frustrated at yourself, but we got to look at trends, right? So we look at trends. His rounds are trending high, right? We look over here, his rounds are trending right. So then when we look at this, the same thing that you were having, how do I know if it's me inducing movement with the grip or tension, or if it's the gun? I've got to get steadier. So I would like to shoot 2 more groups, and I'll let you guys shoot them here, okay? We'll use, I've got a bag of sandbags. I've got a tripod that you can clamp your rifle in if you want to try it. That's a whole art in itself. But basically, you're going to sit in front of a tripod with it holding your gun. If I've got 1 tripod and a bag of sandbags, so if anybody wants to try that stuff, let me know. But that's what we got to do, is get steadier to figure out if it's gun, optic, you, etc. Make sense?
Sure.
Questions?
No.
And to not take anything away from, or maybe give too much credence to the high quality optic on my gun, Bennett, here's a 5-round group with an aim point red dot. So she's got no bipod, you had no sandbags, and she's still getting it done. So vision's a limiting factor, but also how tight is the system, right? How tight is that gun? This 4 rounds, the 5th, we'll call that a flyer, these 4 rounds, that's less than 1/2 of an inch with a aim point red dot. And this is just 55 grain ball. That's not even a high quality 7.7 grain. So we can't just say it's got to be some fancy optic. In this case, I've got that badass Steiner, and I'll show you those guns before we close the video. That'll do. Mike, that looks pretty good. Getting nice and steady. And then here's what Bennett's got going on. Just a Tango down mag in the dirt. A well-worn 14.5 Radian. That one's got a Law folder on it. That's 55 grain ball super veils that she's shooting. And then that aim point up on top I've had for, 5 or 6 years on that gun. And nice crisp dot. Do it. So we set my man Russ up here on the Vortex tripod, Vortex mount. There's different ways to use this. Found what's comfortable for him. He's gonna sit. You could stand. You could even get it even lower, but you know, you don't know what somebody's feeling in their neck, their back, etc. So he found a really comfortable spot to try to get as much tension out of him. I'm gonna go inspect the target. And there's my gal down there taking her time, which is a clue when you see those tight 1/2-inch groups out there. The amount of time she's taking, they tell you why we're getting that result. And some of you guys that are going to comment about shooting quick, this isn't about shooting quick. It's about zeroing, calibrating the weapon. Take the time, do it right.